Hello, I'm Rod Pinkston and welcome to another episode of JAGER PRO. This year our summer intern was Andrew Bray, a master's degree student from the University of Georgia. Let's see how he handles his first sounder at the Webster County Project while using the most efficient process and products while teaching the art and science of integrated wild pig control.
Hi, I'm Andrew Bray. This summer I had the opportunity to learn the process of trapping feral pigs with JAGER PRO. As is the story with most pig captures, this took patience and perseverance in order to get 100% success. This capture was especially challenging because we had to fight heat, agriculture, and animals messing with the nearby trap. This trapping event took place at a location we call Bird Grove. Bird Grove is located in the woods about 50 yards away from a planted cornfield. The corn had not yet been damaged, but we knew it was only a matter of time before the pigs located it. Chad and I were out pulling feeders from previous trapping sites that were no longer being used. When we got to Bird Grove, we noticed signs of recent pig activity. While scouting out the area and looking for more evidence, we heard the pigs alert not far into the woods. After seeing sign and hearing pigs, we determined this would be a good location to try and trap. The distance from the creek that had activity to the site we planned on trapping at was less than 500 yards as the crow flies, which is plenty close for pigs to be able to locate the feeder and find the food. Since this was a previous trapping site, there was already a feeder set up. All we needed to do was replace the battery on the feeder, check the timer, and refill it so that pigs would start to come to the area. We also set up a M.I.N.E camera to capture pictures so we would know what we were working with. 2 days after setting up the feeder, we got our first look at the pigs. Initial intelligence revealed 3 adults and 11 juveniles. The next day, we noticed the group had expanded to 17 juveniles. We determined that the target group would be 3 sows and 17 juveniles for a total of 20 pigs. Next, we began to condition the pigs to the feeder. On June 22nd, I baited with 5 gallons of corn in a triangle under the feeder. We wanted to make sure there was plenty of corn available so the pigs did not have to compete. Listen closely to the water splash in the creek. This sound was enough to send the sounder running for safety. The pigs came back a few hours later and this time hung around for about 45 minutes, but again something spooked them. These pigs decided to come back for a third time, and this time seemed to be more relaxed. The sows are letting the juveniles nurse while they feed, and some of the juveniles are even playing or using the feeder legs as scratching posts. At 2100, the sounder showed back up again. This time a boar had joined the sounder. They all still look comfortable with the feeder as the juveniles are nursing and scratching. A sow decides she is going to lay down under the feeder. This is a great sign that the sounder is becoming comfortable with the feeder. The 4 adults come to the feeder once again, but this time without the juveniles. They feed for about an hour and then leave. After looking at the photos and videos, we determined this boar will become a bonus for the capture because there is no guarantee he will hang around with the rest of the sounder. After 6 days, we believed the pigs were conditioned to the feeder and decided to set up a trap. On June 24th, we arrived on site to hook up the trailer with the trap. Take note of how close the corn is in relation to where we will be setting up the trap. This close proximity is one of the reasons we were anxious to get these pigs. We first removed the gate and 2 side panels from the trailer. We then placed the gate and panels at the woods line where the pigs were coming in and out of the area. Placing this gate entrance was a straightforward call for this scenario because the pigs were coming out of the woods at the end of the field, and the field was just wide enough to put a trap. This served as a natural funnel into the gate to the trap. After installing the control boxes, we paired the M.I.N.E camera with the control box so that the gates can be dropped. Before leaving the site, we set up a bait trail going from the woods line through the gate and under the feeder. The sounder arrived that afternoon just a few hours after we left the area. Observe the behavior of the spotted sow. Upon seeing the trap for the first time, it's apparent she's nervous. Again, observe the behavior of the spotted sow just minutes after entering the trap. She senses something is wrong and alerts the rest of the sounder. Since she's so jumpy around the trap site, I have a feeling she'll be hard to trap. On June 27th, the 2 black sows and a few juveniles showed back up ready to feed. Notice how nervous they are after their experience on the 24th, and also take note that the spotted sow isn't with them. A few minutes later, the boar joins the sounder for a bite of corn. On June 28th, about half the sounder showed back up. We knew we were missing the spotted sow as well as some juveniles, so we decided to keep waiting to see if they would show up. The sounder came and went several times over the next few hours. On June 29th, we placed another bait trail and triangle under the feeder to try and hold the pigs for longer than a few minutes. The pigs showed up for the first time at 13:55, then returned at 14:54, and a third time at 17:27, feeding for about 20 minutes. I began to think something funny was up since the pigs kept returning so often. A possible explanation was the landowner's goat arrived to the trap site that had escaped through the fence. This made me wonder what all was happening that we couldn't see or hear on camera. The next day, we got a hold of some peanuts, so we decided to put it out in hopes it would keep the pigs' interest a little longer. The sounder showed up in the afternoon, but we were still missing the spotted sow. We decided to stay out of the area for a few days. They had quite a bit of food on the ground, and our constant in and out could be what was keeping them from staying at the trap for a long enough period of time. As expected, the pigs continued to come to the site, but for a short while each time. I began to wonder if we should just trap the black 2 sows and juveniles because we had not seen the spotted sow in almost a week. Chad reminded me that patience is key and we need 100% success. The next day, I was optimistic again. The spotted sow came to the trap with the other sows at about 11:30. This was the first time the spotted sow had come back since June 24th, and you can see she is still nervous from that experience. The sounder left after a few minutes but came back again at 13:30. They got spooked out of the trap once again. We soon saw the reason the pigs spooked from the trap. A neighboring dog was in the area and even came through the trap. The pigs came back right after the dog left, but they were on alert, as you can see by the raised hairs on the sows' backs. Thankfully, the pigs did not show on July 4th because we were all enjoying the holiday with family. On July 5th, the whole sounder plus our bonus boar came to the trap. I knew I had to act quickly to get the gate dropped. Before dropping the gate, I counted multiple times to make sure we had all the pigs in the trap. Once I confirmed it, I sent the drop gate command and sealed the deal. After dropping the gate, we arrived to the site within the hour to begin removing the pigs. We used suppressed .22 caliber long rifles for this. After all pigs were eliminated, I raised the gate and put in the safety pin since we would be passing under it frequently. The final step is to line up the pigs and take a picture to send to the landowner. I know the landowner and myself were both extremely happy to get these pigs in this trap and get the gate dropped on them. While trapping during the growing season for agriculture isn't always ideal or even feasible, this event worked out in our favor. This trapping experience tested my patience and skills, but taught me life lessons that I will be able to take with me into my professional career.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Jaeger Pro, the art and science of integrated wild pig control. Army trained, combat tested, farmer approved. We'll see you next week. Call or visit us on the web to purchase the latest equipment or learn more about the process and products needed to eliminate feral pig populations on your property. Be sure to visit our YouTube channel to view our entire instructional video series. Once online, keep clicking and like the Jaeger Pro Hog Control Systems Facebook page. If you have a story idea or just want to leave us a comment or suggestion, feel free to email us at info@jagerpro.com.